Hello, welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Here we are. This is the Destiny Nationals event hosted by General Games.
It's the first one in Australia.
The first in Australia. I think, it's one of the first nationals actually, except for the one that happened before the game was actually officially released. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Marcus.
My name's Chris.
Look, we're going to jump straight into round 2
here we go.
Of the event. This is partway into. Actually, no, it looks like they've just drawn hands, just got their resources, and we're about to hit the first round.
Look at this.
First turn, rather. All right, so we have David Leslie playing Phasma Vader against Gareth Angeli playing Unkar.
So it's the Vader from Spirit, by the looks. The emo Vader, I think they call it.
Yes, yeah, so it's the new Vader. Deals 3 damage to a character at the cost of doing 1 damage to himself.
That's pretty reliable.
Paired with the new Phasma. Now, the new Phasma is very aggressive, very strong card. Has 1 gun, 2 gun, and a special that does 2 damage or 3 damage if the character you're dealing damage to already has 6 damage.
Oh my goodness!
So basically has three damage sides.
Oh wow!
So Unkar is a list we're expecting to see a great deal of.
Okay.
Very strong list. There'll be a lot in the room. Basically, it's Thrawn. Everyone knew he was going to be good.
Yeah.
Paired with Unkar. The deck makes a silly amount of money, and is in essence, a very strong control deck.
Right.
The combination of Thrawnkar's ability to roll in, pick a number, remove a card. Generally speaking, the deck rewards game skill, game knowledge, heavily. If you can pick exactly the card that you're playing around at any particular point in the game when you activate Thrawn, you're safe because you just remove it from the hand.
Well, my strategy is to pretty much roll well.
That's always a good one.
So
it doesn't hurt. Let's be honest.
I don't think this is the deck for me, is what I'm saying.
Look, it makes a dumb amount of resources.
Okay.
Unkar, you've got Thrawn himself has a 2 resource side.
Yep.
The focus, Unkar's ability, Unkar's resource sides, the deck makes dumb amounts of money.
Oh, wow.
You're then enabled to play cards like Buyout for a large amount, and large upgrades. We see a Slave 1 there, we see a Houndstooth. The decks get built in various ways. I've seen people play like a go big kind of Unkar list, where they have lots of supports and such. And I've also seen ones that are pure control and they rely on winning via maybe a Crime Lord or just simply buy out and mill you out.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, lots of supports in that deck.
Yeah, definitely. So, look, what we see here at the moment, we've got... looks like both... So, Thrawnkar's rolled in. I'm assuming against this deck, I'm assuming he would have picked 1.
Okay.
Just basically, it's a safe bet. You're playing... Yeah, so you're playing around all the removal. You're playing around the damage reach. So David, on the other hand, looks like he's showing the blaster side of Darth Vader there.
Right, which is just a 1, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's a 1. It looks like he's showing the 1 and the 1 gun on Phasma as well, and a shield. So here we go. So Gareth demonstrating what this deck does immediately. Using the focus, turning Thrawn to +2 to resources, and there's 4 resources.
Oh, wow.
2 dice, 4 resources. It's huge.
Okay.
5 resources, if you want.
Oh, there we go. Has he got enough tokens? Did he bring enough cardboard with him?
Oh, you need a lot. And that's the other thing. I mean, Thrawn also has a lot of shields.
Oh, all right.
So innately, the deck is very survivable. You build a lot of shields. You make a lot of resources. Now, on the other hand, David's going to be very aggressive. It looks like he's immediately going after Unkar, so already 4 damage into Unkar.
Yeah, getting rid of that bank account of resources.
Yes, but then at the cost of always being pinged by the card that you lose to Thrawn.
And of course, being able to see the hand, I assume.
Oh, yeah, the perfect information's nothing to like. That in itself is huge. Even if you just saw your opponent's hand every turn, particularly in a game like Destiny where you can't change your hand.
That's right.
Each turn, that the information's amazing.
Yeah, and you're able to do that. What you said before, play around what you know's in the deck. And
so Gareth playing a card that was almost unplayable. We felt last release, which was the armor plating, which basically blocks 2 damage. You can discard it to block 2 damage. There was so much melee around, and Vibro Knife was so prevalent that it actually, in a lot of decks, did nothing.
So Vibro Knife, not so much, you're saying?
It's just not... It's just... well, at least from what I've seen, guns are a thing at the moment, and a lot of specials.
Right.
Thrawn, basically, I'm seeing a lot more. I think a lot less Vibro Knives are being played, and a lot more armor plating, a lot more Force Illusions, things like that will actually block damage.
Yep. We saw Force Illusion, I think, in David's hand just then.
Yep.
Oh, wow. And so Thrawn just activated then, I believe. He laid the cards out and got rid of, I think, new orders.
So interesting. I don't actually know what battlefield Gareth brought. Now, new orders... Oh, no, sorry. David had new orders. Okay.
Yes,
so,
that's it. And he must have Throne Room, I'm assuming, or something like that.
Well, so David... So Gareth's playing Weapons Factory Alpha, which is the player support if you control the battlefield for 1 less. Quite strong. David, on the other hand, is playing Emperor's Throne Room. Now, that is a telling of what he wants to be doing with this deck. Being able to turn any die to a special and resolve it, i.e. Phasma's die.
Or Vader's, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Or Vader's. Very strong in this deck. It can be a punishing battlefield if you end up with it against other decks that will also be able to make use of it and potentially claim faster than you can. Against Unkar, don't think that's a big threat. I'm actually not sure who won the role, but we did play on David's. I feel Gareth may have won the role and chosen David simply to get the shields, but maybe not. Maybe the shield's not worth the risk of taking that amount of damage. I feel David probably won the role.
So we've got Unkar half damage now by the looks. Oh, even more so.
Yeah, so
damage rolling in there.
That's 8 damage on Unkar, so he's left on 2.
Oh, wow.
There's some damage showing there. So that's a Phasma's die there showing a 1 gun and a special.
Well, the special now deals 3, is
deals
that correct?
3, yes. Only needs to deal 2, but the 3 is quite threatening. David... So he is playing a holocron package on Phasma. So getting even more use out of the Emperor's Throne Room, getting a fair bit of use out of his cards. So there we go. So yeah, so he's playing quite a large upgrade package there. So he's playing the 2 Force Lightnings. He's playing 2 Dark Councils. Now that's interesting. So that's the new one from the new starter set. I can't quite remember exactly what that does.
Allow me to.
All right. So the special is that you draw a card. And then you re-roll the die.
Oh, I see.
Not bad. It has a focus. I believe it has a focus. Yep.
So 2 focus
2 focuses, a resource, and a special. That's not too bad.
Seems good.
Making use of all the specials, I guess. Now, so let's see. So Unkar gets deleted.
Yeah, gone already. What's this, round 2? Unkar gone.
Yeah, I think this is... No, this might be round 3. Oh, there. Oh, wow. That's ominous. Well, on both sides, that's ominous. All right, so there's an ATST on Gareth's side.
Just a cheeky ATST.
As you like. Yeah. And David has a Mind Probe on Phasma.
Oh, wow.
Look, I felt... this matchup playing against Thrawn Unkar is almost like a race. You need to make inroads as fast as possible before they manage to get ahead. So it's definitely, in the traditional archetypes, it's definitely, I guess you've got an aggro deck versus a control deck.
Okay.
It really is that much. So, yeah, look, it's a bit rough here for Gareth, I think. Losing yellow is big in that you lose access to a lot of your die removal and control.
And you've got, Thrawn isn't a very aggressive
card. Not at all. 100%.
Going to be relying a lot on that ATST, I think, for damage.
Yes. Now, I think Gareth, if I recall, I believe it is Gareth. He's attended a lot of our local tournaments and has played a similar deck. And he does choose to play this deck as we saw with quite a few upgrades, quite a few supports and things like that, which means he's actually not in as bad a spot as he would be if he was relying on purely on mill.
Right.
But it is he has a Slave 1 in play and he has a ATST. It's probably not enough given that he's only done 3 damage at this point. And David's just starting to build more damage.
That's it.
Seeing a Coercion there, which is a great card from the new set. 0 cost for look at your opponent's hand and choose an event from it, and they must play it as their next action.
Oh, wow.
There are some interesting rules around that card, given that you are actually able to pass rather than playing the card. You're not forced to play the card immediately.
I see.
So, you can play around,
because it says the next action.
Yeah, the next action. So passing is not an action. Passing is not taking an action. So, I mean, the dream situation, obviously, is, having your opponent roll in and then you coerce them and force them to electroshock their own die or something like that. But
right.
they can play around that by passing,
I see.
and then eventually you roll in and then they have to electroshock. They get to electroshock your die.
Wow.
So there is some counterplay to it, but it's still a very strong card.
Well, I mean, even just getting the 2 actions is pretty cool if they pass.
Well, that's the thing, and that I think that's in itself one of the strongest things about the card. Your action is forcing them to take an action, which means it's then your action again, as you say. So it's pretty good.
I certainly like it.
I'm a big fan of that card. Definitely was quite impressed when I first saw it. Definitely a card that I felt I was going to play in quite a few decks.
Yeah, well, I'm playing catch up, as you know, Marcus, with the new set.
Yeah, you haven't been playing a huge amount.
And tell you what, everything I see is kind of making me realise things have changed a lot since the new release.
Yes, it has.
Quite a lot of really strong cards, some great effects out there now.
Yeah, there's the game has gotten it's gotten both faster, but not like there's still slower decks. Like the one of the biggest decks going around at the moment is the Thrawn card deck, which isn't which is not a fast deck. It's the slow as you go.
So has everything just kind of got? Has it got every deck is better at doing what they do kind of thing? Yeah.
More selection of cards. So basically, Thrawn has made control a viable strategy now.
And is that control and mill, or is that?
Well, I think that it's sort of one and the same.
Right.
You can't. Because of the nature of how you win a match of destiny, you can't win purely by control.
Right.
So you have to build to an inevitable win.
So the end game would be mill.
It's running them out of cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the Mind Probe special just rolled up here from David.
How many cards?
He's got.
I think he has 2 cards in hand, which is not super threatening.
And we've got the melee side on Vader there. We've got focus on Thrawn and a special on Phasma. Is that what
Yes, it is. That's a special on Phasma. Now, the scary
Sorry,
thing...
I meant is it a focus on the new Phasma there? Focus and
that is a focus. That is a focus, yeah. So that die very strong. So that's
a couple of specials being resolved there.
So that's 4 damage hitting Thrawn. So now the scary thing, he did have a shield, so he
takes one off. Yep.
Takes one less. Now the scary thing about this fact is David, with his battlefield in play, he could potentially roll in. I'll get there eventually. Darth Vader.
Yes.
Dark Apprentice, or whatever his name is.
Yes.
And Dex Action Claim.
Right.
And that's immediately threatening 5 damage on Thrawn.
That's right.
And Thrawn, by its nature, the only damage that Gareth currently has in play is the ATST.
Right. So Gareth has to get a card out of his hand. Like that just has to happen. Otherwise,
Look, so Gareth's in the survival mode here. He has to stay alive for as long as possible and just hope to not die, basically. It is a bit rough, as there is 2 mind probes in play. Wow. I missed that. So there's a second mind probe in play now.
I mean, don't forget the cheeky 3 ranged side on the mind probe too. I mean, that's not nothing.
David has a lot of damage in play. Gareth is in a rough spot. He has 7 damage on his Thrawn.
But hey, he's got an ATST, and I don't see any Ewoks with tree branches anywhere, so we'll see how it goes.
No ambushes?
or not able to trip it up with a weak-looking rope or anything like that. I saw the movies.
So there's a question actually in chat here by Stigalisk. Is the Vader Phasma deck as good as, I believe, the Knights of Ren podcast have spoken highly of it, and it is very good. It is a lot of damage. It's consistent damage. Getting your battlefield makes it feel great. It's basically, I don't want to say it's Vader Raider. It's like, because it's not, obviously it's a different color combination.
It's probably closer to emo teams,
exactly.
I'd say, because of the specials.
Yeah, exactly. It's a better, it probably is a better version of the emo teams because you gain access to red.
Yes.
So we saw cards like Tac Mastery and things like that, which are very powerful.
Oh yeah.
And more specials, basically.
Right. So and the multicolor, I know, in the current meta is a thing to try and put in your decks now because of
Kylo,
the new Kylo.
The new Kylo, there's a Kylo tax. There is now a Kylo tax in the field where if you're playing a monocolor deck and you come up against Kylo, you're having a bad time.
Right.
You're just going to have a bad time. There's 2 damage you can't do anything about.
Yes, it's quite obvious what colour you are playing. Kylo, of course, is guessing the colour. And
you look, on a monocolor deck, it's not really a guess.
Yeah, that's right.
It's more of a hedge.
Yeah, a guarantee, pretty much.
Yeah. So there's another 3 damage that went down on Thrawn. So that's
2 to go.
Leaving him on 10 with 2 damage left to go.
I mean, that's a roll in and claim almost from David.
Yeah, David. Look, David. It's a bit rough here. I don't think David's in a good spot. David's very much in a good spot.
The damage just too fast for Gareth in this instance, I believe.
So we've got a call in the chat that Kylo Phasma's going to win out the day.
Oh, wow.
We'll have to see.
That's an early call.
There's a lot of other good decks in the room. So we're going to jump across actually to our second feature match. Actually, not sure who's on there at the moment. Here we go. So we have Josh Young playing Cad Phasma against Matthew Curtis.
Well, previous Store Champs winner, Matthew Curtis.
Yep.
He won the General Games Destiny Store Championships.
He did.
And he's playing a Thrawn car as well.
The aforementioned Thrawn car.
And now he seems to be having a little bit more luck.
Yes. I feel a Crime Lord has happened.
Yes. Okay. That does make sense.
All right. So he's in a very strong spot here. He's got... Yeah, look, he's in a good spot. Thrawn car... Yeah, Thrawn untouched. Unkar has taken some damage, but has some shields.
He's got that Crime Lord sitting there.
Crime Lord sitting there. He's got the resources to use it.
No doubt of focus somewhere.
Look, there's a sound the alarm.
Rerolling
Raise
that
the alarm,
damage.
rather. Yep, that's a...
From the new 2-player set.
Sound the alarm. Yep, it's an interesting one. It's grey, which is the reason why people play it.
Okay.
Basically, the worded reroll all dice showing damage. Pretty good from a deck that has no damage sides on any of its dice.
Right.
So, as you can see, I think, the difference here between the way Matt has built the Thrawn card deck versus how we saw the previous Thrawn card.
Yes.
Whereas Matt is really not playing any damage. He is purely relying on buyout and Crime Lord.
It's interesting. I'm just looking at his deck now. He's got 1 red card. Well, 2 copies of 1 single red card. And that's Imperial Inspection. A great card.
Yes.
But it's he's got access to the entire library of red cards.
Yes.
And he's gone grey for just about everything.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I guess that's a good tactic because people may guess red if they were playing that Kylo effect.
Yep.
So he may get a little bit of benefit out of just having mostly grey there. So.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it is playing grey cards. Playing more grey cards is definitely something that you consider doing because of that. You don't want, playing. Basically, look, the Thrawn card deck is basically a yellow deck with a couple of red cards.
Right.
In its most optimal form. But against Kylo, if they just name yellow every time, there's so much damage.
Yeah.
So you can see playing maybe some, not suboptimal, but some less than top tier cards because they are grey.
Right.
Look, we see a Subjugate there. I mean, that's a 2-cost die removal spell. It's definitely not the premium die removal, but it's grey.
Right. Yeah.
It's also completely non-conditional.
I mean, I don't care how many sets have come out. Die removal is always going to be good. So having some grey ones in there and he's got dodge as well. Wow, that's like from the very, very early days of. Didn't that come in the starter or something? Dodge, block and dodge.
Yeah. They've been around for a long time.
Wow. I suppose you can afford them if he's raking in the dollars with
for sure.
Unkar and
there's no. All right. So look, it's pretty. So what have we got? So let's actually look at this. So we've got a Phasma. Phasma is still full health.
Yep.
Not that that's relevant given Crime Lord.
Doesn't really matter. Could have 1 million health, but if Crime Lord gets that special off.
So it's basically Phasma here is looking to try to end Unkar as soon as possible.
Right. And Unkar's on 4 out of 10.
Yeah, which will be difficult given the fact there is a personal shield on Unkar that will reduce.
And that's by 2?
By 1. So if you one source of range damage, if it would deal 2, will deal 1 instead.
I see.
Yeah. Quite strong. Very good in the matchup. Well, sorry, apologies. If you would take range damage, you gain a shield instead. So it will reduce. Yeah. So you will reduce the damage taken by.
So 3 shields. 3 shields. Nothing happens.
Yep.
But if you have 2, it will gain a shield. And I see.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, quite a strong card. Obviously good in this matchup. So this is the power of this deck, right? So there's the focus on Thrawn.
Focus on Thrawn.
Now,
here we go.
The thing is, Crime Lord has been, I believe Crime Lord's been removed already this turn. So not a threat this turn. Short of an ace in the hole. That can happen as well.
Gotta love that play.
The old ace in the hole.
Yes. With
a focus in play.
My brother Scott, who most people know from General Games, did enjoy going, you done? Cool. Okay, ace in the hole.
Reroll a bunch of times.
Reroll it or focus it into a special. Okay, you're dead now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Matt does actually only have one card in hand.
Okay, so there's not much chance of that.
Not a huge amount. So, what we also see here, I did miss that. There's a prize possession has just been resolved. Another amazingly strong card in this deck.
Oh, wow.
So the prize possession, the best die removal in the game.
That's pretty good.
It's permanent.
Until that upgrade goes, obviously.
Again, demonstrating the power of this control deck. Currently, the threat is Unkar because he has the ability to kill Phasma.
Right.
So then you simply play the prize possession on Thrawn.
I see.
So you're between a rock and a hard place. You can't go after the person that you want.
Yeah, because of the die. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. You want to go for both at the same time, but you just can't do that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because that's definitely not a viable option. So you may as well. Dear, oh dear. Look at this pile of money.
So Matt actually putting a resource on his chance cube to remind him to pay it before rolling in. So the caveat on chance cube being before you activate, you must pay a resource.
Oh, I see.
Hence, it's a chance cube. You're gambling a resource to make
but you can make some back.
You can make some back.
Or you can make none back.
So it has a 1, a 2, and a 3 side. Pretty good.
Right.
Also, amazing with Unkar's ability if you simply want to remove one die showing 3 and rip a card from your opponent's hand. Very strong.
Oh, I see. So yeah, he's put the resource there just as a bit of a heads up to himself.
Yep. So here we go.
It's another focus. We're checking. Probably guessed 1 again. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't hit there.
Two bait and switches there. Interesting. I would like to know if Matt has actually already rolled in Unkar this turn, or if he just forgot to ready him. I'm not quite sure if I thought we went to another turn.
I saw him resolve some die before.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure he did.
No, he did. Yeah, we have gone to another turn. He did forget to ready. Okay.
Yeah, I did see him roll it all in, and he had the 2 resource side or something. I don't know about what happened to the crime lord. I'm assuming that got removed as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Unless this is it now.
The deck lists. We'll double check that. The deck list displaying might be missing a card, but everybody playing currently is definitely playing 30 cards. Even though the overlay might not be showing all 30 currently. We'll just double check that. Just being pointed out in chat there. Oh no, all right. Teaches me for having faith in your counting ability. Come on, what are you doing? All right.
Yeah, because the times 2s are probably not calculated in the actual numbers in the heading. It only counts the different types of cards.
Yeah, of course. So, all right. Thrawn cleans that one up. I think Josh has had enough. Oh, no, there's a crime lord in play. It just happened.
Oh, right.
Yep. There is an inevitability.
Yeah, that comes out enough.
About the Thrawn card deck, that once it gets to a point, you're in a pretty rough spot. So that's it. So that's our round 2 complete.
So we had Thrawn-Kar losing and then Thrawn-Kar winning.
Yes. We saw a deck that I imagine we're going to see a few more of. Obviously, Thrawn-Kar. I think the Vader Phasma is going to be around.
Yeah, that was very good.
Phasma CAD is going to be around. Look, we have 96 players?
99 I saw, but I don't know if...
So we
99 registered.
There are 99 players. Like, that's...
Let's call it 100.
It's big.
We'll call it an even 100.
A lot of decks. We're going to get a lot of information. It'll be interesting to see what actually wins out.
Yeah, it's a
still
rock, paper,
days.
scissors out there at the moment.
Still early days. There are definitely some decks that will be, I think, as you say, rock, paper, scissors. There's definitely some decks that are going to be better against other decks and worse against the field.
That's it. And there may be even some random stuff that just does great against everything. Who knows?
For sure.
Who knows?
So look, we're here for 2 days. So today we have our first 8 rounds. There'll be a cut.
8 rounds, wow.
We'll be cutting to a top 8. It'd be nice to cut to a top 16, but that's 160 players or something before we can cut to top 16.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right.
Thanks, FFG. Even though we'd love to cut to top 16, tournament rules. Yep.
Got to obey the rules.
We will be back. So please, definitely follow us on Twitch. And all this is going to go live. This will all be uploaded to YouTube. We upload content regularly to YouTube.
I might watch it myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We upload content regularly to YouTube for Destiny and and other games as well. Yep. But definitely, if you love the Destiny content, please do hit us up on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, because if you're local, lots of events. If you're not local, you'll see all our streams, all our content. And definitely hang around, because we're here for another 6 rounds today.
Wow.
And we will also tomorrow have some side events going. We've got.
I think there may even be some Savo, but it's all happening here.
Yeah, we've got some really big side events, actually. So one of our side events, we're giving away an entire set of Legends.
Oh, my goodness. I've got to go.
So we're giving away an entire set of Spirit of Rebellion Legends.
Wow.
Spirit Legends? Empire at War Legends, the new ones.
Oh, my goodness.
We have another side event where you could win 2 maces.
Oh.
And then we have a bunch of on-demand little single limb kind of things.
So it's not too late if you're out there in Melbourne, get in the car.
Yeah, come in. Even if you're not playing today, come in tomorrow, because
grab some side events.
The side events are going to be big tomorrow. I imagine most people that are here today that don't make the top 8 will still be here tomorrow playing.
That's it. Everyone will be super keen, especially, we've got a lot of people interstate.
Yep.
They're all going to be sticking around.
So we're in Victoria, and we've got guys. We've got a celebrity from Western Australia.
Just apparently one guy.
Oh, apparently he cleans up every event in Western Australia.
Well,
so he's come down to try his mettle against the Victorians. We got
fair enough.
We got New South Wales. We got Queensland. We got it all.
Oh wow.
So come down. Even just come down, hang out. We'll be around.
Yeah, we'll be here talking.
All right. Well, look, we'll leave it there. The next round should be starting soon, I believe. I think there's not too much time left in this round, and so 6 minutes left in this round. We'll basically jump straight into round 3 as soon as the match begins.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back.